Welcome to God of the Bible, a journey through the 66 books of the Bible in order to discover who God is and how He has revealed Himself to us. Today we look at God in the book of Judges. The book of Judges provides us with the history of Israel that spans over 400 years, from the time of their entry into the Promised Land until the time of King Saul, the first king of Israel. Now, over these 400 years, there was a cycle of history that was being repeated. Generations would forget God, rebel against Him, get into idolatry, as a consequence of which they fell under the oppression of their neighboring enemies. And when that oppression became unbearable, they would cry out to God, and God would send them a deliverer, a judge, who would rescue them from their enemies. And the people of God served God for that generation, and then another generation would come up, which repeated the same mistake. And this cycle repeated several times during those 400 years. The first picture that we get of God in the book of Judges is a God who never abandons His people. Remember, in Deuteronomy, God had instructed His people to remember God, remember their past, remember the laws, and so on. And despite such repeated instructions, the people of God forgot God and forsook Him. But God did not forget them. God did not abandon them. The second picture that we get of God from the book of Judges is the God who allowed His people to experience the consequences of their choices. Again, Deuteronomy 28 had told the people that if they followed the Lord wholeheartedly, they would be granted protection. And if they rebelled against God, their neighboring kingdoms would come against them and win victories over them. Now, He instructed them, He warned them, but He would never override their free will. And therefore, we see that God allowed them to experience the consequences of their choices. The third picture that we get from the book of Judges is the patience and the mercy of God. Whenever the Israelites recognized the errors of their ways and would come to God and cry out for help, God would always rescue them. There was not a single instance when He refused to show them His mercy and His grace. And therefore, three lessons for us. Number one, God never abandons us. Number two, God allows His people to suffer the consequences of their choices. And number three, God is always patient and merciful towards us. Thank you.